Joining today. So it's always fun when I ask someone if they know who their ideal client is, and I often get anyone who pays. And sometimes I get slightly better, sometimes I get a lot better, but most people don't really know who their ideal client is, why it matters, and how it can even make them more profitable. So, if you think about who your ideal client is, and that's typically someone who you make the most profit, who's the easiest to work with, and who actually pays on time. And a lot of times it's a subsegment of people, and you kind of get down to a bullseye. And it doesn't mean you wouldn't work with other people outside of that bullseye. But if you're aiming for that, you're more likely to get that instead of just anyone who pays is your bullseye, which means anyone who doesn't pay is still on your board. So we don't want that. We want to focus on ideal, so that we can get those people. And a lot of times we will take anyone that pays or anyone that kind of fits in that metric or is close enough, and then we're not as profitable, but we don't always know why. But if we're not focusing on exactly where our focus is and what we're really good at, anything outside of that focus can cost us more money. It could be someone bringing in someone at a higher price point to do the work who you normally wouldn't have to bring in, and now you have to find enough work for this person, but they're more expensive than most of your other workforce. It could be buying new tools, materials. You have to pay more to get the team or crew out to the job site. There's a lot of reasons why you're not as profitable if you're not focused on your ideal market. But if you're focused on that ideal market, you still have the possibility to work outside of that, but now you have the choice. But when you are focused on that key demographic, the key psychographic of these people, of these companies, then you can make more money just because you're doing a better job for them. It's in your skill set, it's in your geographic region, but you also can find more of those people when you know who to look for. So while it seems like a very basic thing, an easy, simple thing to do is just get more of your ideal market, it can make a huge impact on your bottom and top line. And so don't overlook what it is that you're doing to try and get the right people. And then, of course, making sure your message aligns to what they want. I can go on and on for days, weeks, and years about just clients. But if you focus on making sure you're targeting your ideal client, you are in the right track, moving in the right direction. So thanks for tuning in on my random spiel about ideal clients.